Okay, welcome back everyone to another video. I know it's been a while since my last video, but I've been really busy with finals, and now that that's done and over with, I finally have some free time to show you some new additions that have entered my collection. This time around I've got 4 12-inch records to show, as well as one 7-inch record from Record Store Day that I bought this year. First 3 records are going to be Slayer records, so if you are a fan of Slayer, you're really going to enjoy this video. This first album, I've actually been wanting it for the last 10 years, and it's not a hard album to find, but it's just one of those albums that's so easily accessible that you sort of just procrastinate on getting it, and so that's kind of why I put it off for so long. But I made a goal this year to finally grab this because I've been putting it off for way too long, and here it is. This is Slayer, Rain and Blood, arguably their most famous album, from 1986. Now what makes this copy in particular special is that it is an original press of it. Kind of hard to find one in really near mint, like new condition, because a lot of the asking prices for those are over $100. Although I'm really happy to say that I got this for a really nice price. I got this actually for $30. And so you can see there the condition on this, even though it's not perfect, it's in really, really nice condition. I'd say this is a really excellent condition copy. But yeah, this album, I mean, very, very influential, not only to me, but to the metal world in general. And in the inside, it does have its original Def Jam Recordings custom inner sleeve with the lyrics on the back. And actually the inner is in particularly really nice condition. The record itself has a lot of surface scratches that are created by putting the record in and out of a paper inner, but it plays really, really wonderfully. The seller listed this as having some crackles in between the quiet parts of the songs, but really, when I gave this a deep clean, I noticed that it plays really, really wonderfully with no problems at all. And so yeah, I'm really happy to have this one, most definitely. Now I would say, musically speaking, this is a really fantastic example of the relationship between metal and punk rock. A lot of the songs on here are quite short, very much like punk. And in fact, a lot of the musical structures displayed here really sort of showcase a really strong punk influence, especially because Jeff Hanneman wrote a lot of this record, and he, of course, was a really huge fan of punk rock. So I think that's a really perfect example of that. And of course, no one can deny it's really heavily influenced in the music world as well. So yeah, Slayer, Rain and Blood, I'm really, really happy to have this one in my collection. Definitely one that was way overdue to be in the collection for me. Okay, this next one, again, a Slayer album. Now, this is one that I found in the record store, and this is kind of surprising to say because the version that this is usually something you have to look on eBay for, or Discogs, or something like that. But by some weird miracle, I managed to find this. This is Slayer, God Hates Us All. Released on September 11th, 2001. Kind of a weird, eerie sort of coincidence, but yeah, it was indeed released on that date. And what makes this copy special is actually 2 reasons. One of them is that it's an original press from 2001, and the other reason I'm going to go over in just a second. Here's the back. It has track listings. I'm not sure if all original presses have this, but this one says made in the UK in the very top here. It is a sticker, so whether or not it was made in the UK, I don't know. It's a gatefold. It's got lyrics inside here. If you've never seen this album before, you may notice that there's like Sharpie marks and writings on it. That's actually not unique to my copy. If you look really closely, those are actually Bible verses that have been crossed out. So it's actually, you know, meant to be there. Now this is a censored cover, by the way, on the front here. The uncensored cover is inside as a form of an inner sleeve. If you are of a sensitive disposition, easily offended, I suggest you look away right now, because I'm going to show you this uncensored cover. This is the uncensored version of the cover art with the Bible on it, Slayer carved into it with nails, stabbed right into it. And here's the back. Now, here's the other reason my version is special. The thing is, this original press was only meant to be on red vinyl. But, as you can see right here, this is actually black vinyl. And the thing is this is actually a mispress of the album. A mispress of Slayer, God Hates Us All, on vinyl. Holy cow. Yeah, and the condition on this is really, really amazing. As I said, I can't believe that I actually found this in the record store. When I saw it, I was like, you know, this is just amazing. I have to get this. This is one of those things that just never really happens. A Slayer mispress in a record store. That very rarely happens around here. So yeah, I grabbed it and got it home, played it, and it plays really, really wonderfully. Although not really, you know, the greatest Slayer album ever or anything like that, it does have really, really great tracks on here, such as the opener intro, Darkness of Christ, leading into Disciple, a very excellent track, God Send Death, New Faith, and one of my favorites on here, Payback. Really, really amazing album. I am a very happy owner of this, and especially because of the very special version that this is. To my knowledge, the original press on red vinyl is meant to be 1,000 copies. Some people say that this is limited to 100 copies, the mispressed version of this. I have to be honest, I think that number is a little ambitious. I don't really think that it's that low. It comes up on eBay and Discogs, you know, more often than that, I think. So I would say maybe more around the realms of 500, 600 copies of the mispress, maybe. Maybe I'm just, you know, too pessimistic on this, but it just seems like 100 copies is way too low. Whether that's true or not, I don't know. Okay, moving on to the last Slayer record that I'm going to show you. This is a 7-inch that I picked up for Record Store Day this year, and the 7-inch that they put out was actually a 7-inch picture disc featuring unreleased song When the Stillness Comes and a live rendition of Black Magic. So here's the sleeve for that with the sticker on there. And the picture disc is right here. They did different versions of this on colored vinyl, which I think look better, to be honest, because the print on this picture disc is really, really dark. You can hardly tell what that even is, but it's actually a skull on there. And here's the back. The back looks a lot better. It's got Black Magic on the B side. And even the live track, Black Magic, sounds really damn good, I gotta be honest. As far as the new track goes, I think it is pretty darn good as well. It makes me very stoked for the new album. Recently, Slayer announced that it would be called Repentless, and I think that is a really, really amazing title. Definitely one that fits Slayer very well. And so, even though Jeff is not on that album, definitely really stoked for the new Slayer album. And I'm really happy to have this one in the collection. I think this was limited to 3,000 copies, something like that. I don't really remember anymore, but that's that one. Okay, moving back in time now. This is another classic album that was sort of missing from the collection, one that I wanted for a very long time as well. This is a Warner Brothers pressing of Black Sabbath, Master of Reality. I'm a huge fan of this album, really, really great. When I was looking at different versions to potentially get of this, I ended up getting the Rhino repress of it. Mostly due to, you know, let's just be honest with this. This has got to be one of the best represses like ever. It's got the elevated letters, first of all. The print quality is really, really nice. It's nice and glossy cover on the front there. On the back you have the lyrics on here. This looks a hell of a lot like the original press. I mean, honestly. In fact, inside you even get the poster, which, I mean, come on now. Can we just acknowledge that this has got to be one of the best Black Sabbath represses ever? Like, come on now. The Black Sabbath Master of Reality poster. Wow. I'd like to have, you know, the Vertigo pressing of it from the early days, although getting that one is not particularly easy. Maybe even a Japanese pressing of that would make me very happy, but you know, sometimes you just gotta pick and choose, realize what you can get and what you can't, and this is one of those albums that I was just like, you know, this repress is amazing. And I think I could be happy if I just had the repress of this, and so I grabbed it. Sounds great. And also I forgot to mention that the vinyl on here is actually used the original analog tapes. So that's also a really big plus. Black Sabbath, Master of Reality. Do get this repress if you see it on Rhino, because it's really worth having in the collection. Okay, and moving on to the very last album I'm going to show you. This one is by no means the least, although the version that I've got here is very special, and it's an album that I originally bought on CD in I think 2006, and so I first listened to it when I was 15 years old. This one is Judas Priest, Killing Machine. As you can see there by the OB, this is a Japanese pressing of it. And I got to give a shout out to my friend Duncan for pointing this out to me, that it was on sale on eBay. In fact, when he pointed this out to me, I realized that a lot of Judas Priest on Japanese press is relatively cheap. I mean, Japanese pressings, almost any time that I look for them, they're always like at least $80 or probably more. And so Judas Priest on Japanese press, a lot of them is, you know, attainable for around $30, to be honest, which is really, really cheap for a Japanese press vinyl LP. This one in particular is cool because it comes with its original insert here, if I can just get it out. So here's the insert. It's got some Japanese writing in the front there and the back. And like a lot of Japanese presses, this is a gatefold insert with English lyrics in the inside, as well as some Japanese lyrics as well. My buddy Robert Z pointed out also that a lot of Japanese pressings, if you look at the paper, most of the time you see like these little brown spots on the paper, and that's because Japan is a very wet country, very humid, and so that's why a lot of those little spots end up on the paper. Here's the record itself. This one is actually released on Epic. So you got the orange Epic labels there. And the condition on this, really, really fantastic. You know, as I say often, Japanese pressings, for some reason or another, they're really, really well taken care of. Very unlike, you know, American pressings when they're very old. You know, they're always trashed. On the flip side, you got Japanese pressings, which are very often in superb condition. But yeah, this album, you know, as I said, I discovered this a long time ago, and Judas Priest Killing Machine has got to be one of my favorite Priest albums. I have to admit, though, that Killing Machine, even though that's a really sick title, I think that the cover art does better with the title Hellbent for Leather, which was the United States title for that. I personally do think so. That's just my opinion, though, and I actually like that song a lot better than Killing Machine anyway. So I kind of wish that it was called Hellbent for Leather in reality, but you know, what you're gonna do. Very happy to have this one. You know, I'm always happy to add Japanese pressings to the collection, so anyways, that's all I'm going to show this time around. I'll be back for a video quite soon. I hope you guys out there are doing well. Be sure to leave a comment, and I will catch you all later. Goodbye.